Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a special webinar that we have today. I'm Julie Massaro, and I'm the Executive Director for ASA, and I am very happy to announce that we have a new member benefit and one that our members have been asking about and asking for a long time. Affordable health care that you can buy for your shop and take care of your employees with a health care offering from ASA. Today we have our friends Stephen Chapkin and Harris May from Trace and Colonial Life, and they're going to talk about how you can get involved with this new member benefit. We looked at, I can't even count the number of offerings out there, and we came up with that we felt that this was the best offering for our members. So I'm going to turn it over to Stephen, and we'll kick this off.
Hi, thank you very much, Julie, and thank you everyone for joining this presentation. As Julie mentioned, I'm Stephen Chapkin, along with my associate Harris May. We're going to talk about a new benefit for you and your organizations, and I hope that you have some comments about it. We're going to make this kind of conversational, if we can, and so please feel free to unmute yourself. If you have a question, and I'll be happy to answer it as we go along. We are the ASA Health Benefit Program. It's powered by Trace Health and Colonial Life. And the first thing I want to do is talk about Trace Health. I'm sure you've heard about Colonial Life, one of the largest voluntary benefits companies in the United States, but you probably never heard of the name Trace Health. So I want to talk about that. Trace is not a household name, but they are a health benefit administrator that specializes in benefits for small businesses like yours. They were founded in 2018, have about 1,200 employer groups, over 33,000 members enrolled. And the most important thing that I want you to take away from this is that they have a 97% retention rate, which means that in addition to offering great benefits, they offer great service and they take care of their members. They offer a 50-state solution. They're a technology forward organization that relies on the newest technology to help members and employers better access their benefits. And they have a North Star that they speak about all the time: affordability and simple schedule of benefits. So let's talk about the benefits. We offer benefits to groups of 5 or more employees. There are six offerings rather, for health plans today, and we're going to talk about. The first three are minimum value plans. These are major medical plans with some limitations, like the number of doctor visits or the number of surgeries you can have, things of that nature. They're comparable to a bronze level plan offered through the ACA marketplace. All of our plans, by the way, are ACA compliant, meaning that all preventive care services that are mandated by the ACA are covered at no cost. We also offer three ACA compliant major medical plans that I'll talk about in a moment, and you'll be able to mix and match some of these plans to meet your needs. We're offering exclusively to the ASA three risk tiers for employer groups based on the underwriting that we receive from your group. There'll be a preferred tier, a standard tier, and a substandard tier. And even with the preferred and the substandard tiers, it won't be above or below 20% below or 20% above standard rates. So you have a stopgap, if you will, about the cost of healthcare, even in the best of the worst situation. Have any questions so far? Happy to answer anything. Okay, moving on. Mention minimum value plans, and I want to talk a little bit about this. There are three minimum value plans being offered through the ASA: the Core, the Premier, and the Prime. And don't pull your magnifying glasses out, because I don't expect you to be able to read what's on here today. I'm going to be sending you larger, more legible versions of these benefit summaries. But what I want you to take away from this are a couple of things. First of all, the three plans you see here today, I said, are full service plans. So they cover doctor visits, hospital visits, surgeries, both in and outpatient surgeries, and prescription drugs. They are ACA compliant, and in that they offer preventive care services like vaccines, mammograms, colonoscopies, well woman exams, physical exams on an annual basis, and the like, at no cost and no deductible. Some of these plans, like the Premier and the Prime plan, have a $2,500 deductible, and those deductibles only apply to high dollar services like in or outpatient surgery, CT scans, MRIs, and PET scans, and the like. All other services are paid through a flat dollar copayment. So, for instance, a doctor visit might be a $25 copay, specialist $40 copay, on and on. And these plans can be offered as core benefit plans to people who are younger and may not want to pay the cost of a comprehensive major medical plans. The price of these is considerably lower, and you can mix and match these with the major medical plans that we'll talk about right now. So there are three major medical plans offered to the ACA membership. These are platinum plans. There's a $1,500 deductible, a $2,500 deductible, and a high deductible health plan that can be used in association with a health savings account with a $5,000 deductible. These plans are offered in two versions. The first version uses PHCS as the provider network. PHCS is a network of providers that is national in nature. They have nearly 1 million doctors in the network, and they use a payment methodology for hospitals called reference-based pricing. RBP is a very popular payment methodology today. There's no network of hospitals per se, but instead they pay a multiple of what Medicare would pay for the same service. About 97% or more of the hospitals in the United States now accept RBP as full payment. And I'll be happy to, if you send me your email, pardon me, your zip code when we talk about this one-on-one. I'll be happy to send you a list of the hospitals that we know in your area that do accept this as full payment. If you have 10 or more enrolled employees, we offer the option of using the Cigna PPO network. Everybody's familiar probably with Cigna, large national PPO network, available in all 50 states. And again, if you opt for the PPO, the Cigna PPO, we'll send you a link to the provider search function, and you can look up your doctors and hospitals on that network as well. I'll pause for a second here to ask if there are any questions about these plans. Okay, again, I'm going to be sending you a benefit summary for each of these plans so that you can read them at your leisure. They're also available on the ASA Health Benefits website, and we'll talk about that in a moment.
I'll interject here, Stephen. If
Yep.
anybody wants to put questions in the chat area also, you can also unmute if you have a question or raise your hand. But there was a question about the plans being available in all states, which they are, and then is there a plan for one person? So we can
Okay.
address that later if you'd like.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
I do have plans for one person. If you're interested, we could chat about that offline. And just send me, well, at the end of the this presentation, I'll post my email address, and you can jot that down, and we can talk about that as well. So I'm going to turn this over to my associate, Harris May, who's the expert on colonial life. And Colonial Life is, as I mentioned, a national voluntary benefits company. And as the headline says there, they complement, enhance, and fill gaps in medical coverage and can provide you with better coverage and actually lower some of your out-of-pocket costs as well. With that, I'll turn it over to you, Harris.
Good afternoon. The subject of my conversation today is voluntary benefits as a business risk management strategy. We're very happy that ASA partnered with Colonial Life to bring you all these wonderful options that you see listed before you. And I'm sure that many of you are familiar with voluntary benefits from the perspective of the employee, because that's how it's usually presented. Today we're going to look at voluntary benefits from this perspective of the shop owner, which is a little different. In other words, I'm going to flip things around with an emphasis on you selfishly. And when you do that, you find the outcome is basically a win-win for both you and your employees. So let's take a moment just to review what voluntary benefits are. Voluntary benefits are insurance products that pay for out-of-pocket expenses that are not covered by your employee's core health insurance. For example, voluntary benefits can pay for health care when your employee is sick in the hospital, can pay for groceries, travel expenses. It does this by paying direct benefits to your employees, not to the hospital. They don't pay it to the doctors. Employees love voluntary benefits because they help them avoid a financial risk when they become sick or injured. So they can actually choose from all these different benefits from which ones cover the risks that are a concern to them. It could be a cancer in their critical illness in their family history. Unfortunately, many employees view voluntary benefits as a nice to have perk, not essential. Now, I strongly disagree with that, but that's for a different webinar. From now, I want you to consider voluntary benefits from your perspective, but as a risk management tool. In other words, I want to move this in your mind from a non-essential employee perk to a must-have business strategy. When you do this, it's like I said, it's a win-win for your employees. So I hope this makes sense to you when I ask you some questions, some diagnostic under-the-hood questions to try to identify some of the risks that you may be facing that voluntary benefits can address. And what I'd like you to do, if it's possible, is when I read some of these questions to you, if they strike a nerve, to just raise your hand, if you will. First question is, how concerned are you about workers' compensation insurance claims that can affect your profitability for years? For example, for a 5-person shop owner, one injury can sideline 20% of your workforce. Is this something of concern to you? The second is, are healthcare costs getting harder to control? How much would you save by moving from a low deductible to high deductible plan? Now, talking to Stephen yesterday about this, and he gave me an example of a business owner he's working with now that would save, I think it was 5 or 6 people, Stephen. They could save about $7,000 from moving from a low deductible to a high deductible. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but there are voluntary benefits plans that can actually help you do this by filling in the gap, making payments directly to your employees. Is closing the gap with dealerships, the benefit gap with dealerships, of interest to you? Most offer voluntary benefits, potential workers will still ask about these benefits. So if you're hiring and you don't have voluntary benefits, you may still get some people interested, but they're going to look back and they're going to say, well, what are the dealerships? What are the dealerships offering? And I know from talking to a lot of people in your business class that people prefer working with independents, but they have to consider their families. So voluntary benefits will um, help you in terms of attracting and holding off to employees. The other question is, what happens if the key employee is out for 3 to 6 months? Can you afford to carry that person on your payroll? Would they ask you for help personally? Voluntary benefits can help. We can help with that. If an employee is faced with a $2,000 emergency tomorrow, would they be prepared? Would they be distracted at work if they didn't have that? Would that present a health hazard for you? Would they ask you personally for some help? Well, it turns out, just to give you a couple examples, if you add a accident policy to your benefits, I have some studies that I can share with you that the risk of having a workman's compensation can go down to as much as 50%. Same thing with hospital confinement insurance. If you want to talk to Stephen about high deductible plans, he can talk to you, and I can speak to you about hospital confinement insurance that can provide thousands of dollars when as much as anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 when your person goes into the hospital. That can cover those deductibles, and sometimes the cost of those of that type of insurance can be borne entirely by the employee, saving you thousands of dollars. So, really, in summary, is that when you start thinking about voluntary benefits, of course, you should always think about your employees, but you also should consider yourself and how voluntary benefits can help you manage the risks that you have for your business. And so I invite you to give me a call or email me if you would like to discuss how we can personally apply these wonderful benefits to you, and depending upon the issues that you're facing and maybe keeping you up at night. So that's what I have to say about voluntary benefits, and I want to turn this back over to Julie.
No, I'll take it for a second here before
Okay.
Julie. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Harris. I just want to follow up on all we told you. We've given you a lot of information in a very short period of time. But if you need a quote, all starts here. You can go on the ASA website and you'll see a couple of different banner ads. One looks like this, another looks like this, and both of them will take you to our ASA Health Benefits website. And all you need to do is click the Contact Us link. It will take you to a short form that you complete. It will be sent to me and or Harris, and we will start the process of providing you with a quote. The rubber meets the road when you get a quote. We could talk about how great our plans are and how much we can save you and all the great service, but there's nothing like comparing what we have to offer with what you have today. So we look forward to providing you with a proposal, and look forward to the opportunity to meet each and every one of you and get to know you a lot better and get to know your business as well. With that, I'm going to turn this back to Julie, and I'm going to leave this page up so it has my email address and Harris's email address. Please feel free to contact us if you want some more information. Thank you.
That sounds great. Thank you so much, both of you, Stephen and Harris. We wanted to keep this short and sweet, short and simple. And if you all have any questions, please feel free to reach out to either one of them. We'll send you all, everybody who's registered and everybody who's on, we'll send you this information in an email to thank you for attending today. And so you'll have their contact information. And also a recording to the presentation if you want to refer back to something. But I would encourage anyone who wants to, there's no obligation, obviously, just to reach out if you'd like to learn more about what they have to offer. Any other questions from anyone before we sign off here?
I'll just answer a couple that I saw in the chat box, Julie. I saw
Okay.
that says, are the plans available in New Jersey? And the answer is yes. We're a 50-state solution. And can we offer a plan for one person? Happy to chat with you offline, whoever that is that is interested in an individual plan. I have a number of options for you to look at.
Alrighty. Well, thank you again, gentlemen. And you also, all of
I have a
your,
question.
oh, okay, sorry.
Steve, in order to get a quote, how much preliminary information do you need?
I would need an employee census, and that's typical. And if you have current health insurance, a copy of your current benefit summary for the plans that you offer to your employees, that would start the process. And I'll be happy to send you the employee census form that we would use.
Why don't you send that out in the general email, Julie?
Okay, I'd be happy to do that, Russell.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's involved in the census? What type of information? How many, who, how old, that type
Employee
of.
name, date of birth, zip code.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay, great. So it's not onerous.
No,
Yeah.
not
And
very.
One more question. I'm sorry.
oh, no problem. Sandra.
Um, the question is, do you offer the medical plans, not the voluntary benefit plans, but the medical plans in New Jersey?
We do, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Is that through Blue Cross Blue Shield or someone like that?
No, it's through the company that I represent called Trace Health. They
Okay.
are just to give you a little more information about Trace Health. These are what are called level funded health plans. They are ACA compliant. They are a hybrid between a fully insured plan and a self-insured plan. From your point of view, they look and act exactly like a fully insured plan. You get a premium, you pay the premium, you get the benefit services, and if at the end of the year you decide you want to walk away or change plans, you can do that with no liability. The benefit of the plans is that they have a component called a claim fund. If you have a claim surplus at the end of the year, you can use that claim surplus to offset future premium increases.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
No worries. Any other questions? Okay. Don't hear any. So again, thank you, gentlemen. We do appreciate your time and we appreciate everybody's time on here. And again, please reach out. We'll send you the information and the forms and following up tomorrow. And we want to thank everybody for being here today.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye-bye.